Hello everybody, again we are going to do a deck tech and some gameplay on Izzet Control, Blue-Red Control. The reason and what's up is there's a tournament coming up for Steam Showdown and Xbox Fight Club, so we've got to get some practice in before then, and I think that now we can work a little harder on the control decks. And when you're building a control deck for a tournament, you really have to know what you want to beat. There are a number of answers to different things and a number of different things that need to be answered. Knowing the most important things and what you have to answer is pretty important. So, let's get right into it. So what are we aiming for? What do we need to work at? What needs to die? Zombies. That which is dead may never die. But zombies won the Pro Tour. Zombies are immensely popular. My most viewed deck from a few seasons ago was a blue-black zombie deck. That was my most viewed video on YouTube. The most viewed video in duels on YouTube right now is Legends black-white zombies. So we already know zombies are incredibly popular. So then, when they're popular, people play them. They play them on ladder, whether it's Xbox, iOS, or Steam. And if you lose to zombies a few times, you know what you start thinking? Zombies are really good. I should run zombies in the tournament. So I think that a certain number of people will run zombies. They'll probably put vehicles in it too, because Smuggler's Copter, pretty awesome, universally acceptedly awesome. And let's go through what we're trying to do here to deal with the popular zombie tribe. I have 1 Fiery Impulse and 4 Magma Sprays because I want to be able to exile Dread Wanderers, and I want people to exile your Scrap Heap Scroungers and other zombies that do things out of the graveyard. I want to pull things from tomorrow because this card is amazing, and that shouldn't surprise anybody if you've been following this channel. 3 Censors because we should all play Censor. 2 Disperse. Disperse is not great. It's fine. It's good. It's better when you have a lot of card draw. It is not card advantage, it is tempo advantage, but sometimes surviving gets you to a place where you can outcard your opponent, especially now that we have Pull from tomorrow and we have Hieroglyphic Illumination to go with Glimmer of Genius, which is what we'll get to. Disperse is good against vehicles because they can play their creature using their mana for the turn, crew their vehicle, attack with their vehicle, you disperse their vehicle, and now next turn they have to replay their vehicle, and the turn after that they can attack with it again. So it gets a Heart of Curon or a Smuggler's Copter out of your way for a while. It also functions in the control matchups a lot like a negate. You put out your Kefnet the Mindful, your Torrential Gearhulk, or your Planeswalker, and when your opponent points their anguish on making at it, Disperse saves it so that you're not completely down an exiled wing condition, and it allows you to play less wing conditions and have it be more reliable. Essence Scatter is good against vehicles regardless of, it doesn't stop the vehicle itself, but when they play their Thalia the next turn to crew it, or their Veteran Motorist, Essence Scatter is great. It's also great against gods. It's great against Gearhulks and larger vehicles that come with a lot of value, that make a big thud when they hit the battlefield. Harness Lightning is Doomblade. It's great. Kefnet is weird, but growing on me. She has weird play patterns, but I can get behind them, and every now and then you just play her on turn 3, and then turn 4 they're like, I can't really play my Gideon. Kefnet will fly over and kill it. So there's weird stuff with Kefnet. Hopefully we'll get more experience. The more I play her, the more I tolerate her. I'm not in love, let's just put it that way. But the more I play, the more more it grows tolerable. Scatters, Brokens, Radiant Flames. Now that zombies are a thing, we probably need more stuff like this. A question is, why Disperse over Unsub? Because Disperse can target your permanents and other opponents' permanents. So if an enchantment or an artifact slip through the cracks, you can bounce that and counter it later, or you can bounce your own Jace Unraveler, as we're getting to. Glimmer of Genius and Hieroglyphic. Trying to find the right number of how much drawing you want here, and I think 5 is good with the pulls from tomorrow. I think 4 Hieroglyphics is too much. I think 1 often or none feels too few. So the towers I took out, and the Kozilek's returns I took out because Tower was getting disintegrated and Rec-Saged far too often for my liking, and I wanted my energy I can pump that into a Harness Lightning. Towers are better against walkers, so I'm going to miss those a little bit, but I'm happy to test it this way. Also, more win conditions on the top end. We have a Gearhulk, we have an Unraveler Secrets, we have a Disciple, and we have a Chandra, along with 2 commits. So running low on win condition shouldn't be a big deal. With zombies, you can't wait forever to win. Like, dragging out the game is so weird and awkward, but against zombies, they have stuff that comes back. All their stuff are good threats. They can grind pretty well. And same can be said for several other decks in the format, that now I'm less about doing nothing for infinity and more about playing something to win the game. Whereas I love good old draw go do nothing for infinity. I really do. That's kind of my style. Playing this many win cons honestly isn't natural to me, but what's more effective is more effective, and my personal preference shouldn't play into it that much. I should be able to adapt and handle that. And commit to memory, also very Disperse-ish counter for anything. It's worth noting that you can commit a Gaia's Revenge to put 2 turns off your eventual death, and so on. Also, islands, mountains, Wandering Fumerole, 1 Westvale Abbey. There is no life gain here. So if you are in an aggressive matchup, you may have this, but you just don't activate it. You just avoid activating it like the plague. But in a control matchup, and especially against a card like Blessed Alliance, making some Westvale tokens goes a long way to limiting the opponent's options against you. So that's what it's there for. If they're being aggressive, just pretend it only has the top line of text on it. And if they're not aggressive at all, then it becomes a potential way to push your advantage or win con. So that's what's up. And we can run Aether Hub because we have plenty of energy sources, including Glimmer, Harness Lightning, and the Highland Lakes. So I think we can get away with 3 of those. Let's hit the ladder. Let's have some fun with blue-red control. Now, I would love to play against zombies. That's the matchup I want to know the most about. So let's go see what happens. I have a lot of comments. I'm probably not going to catch up on all of them. I try to take questions when they come through, but I do fall behind. You guys are awesome because you want to discuss this stuff. I'm not going to be able to keep up with everything. But Snared92 says, hello CGB and everyone in the chat. Been lurking this Twitch channel for a week now, after it was recommended by someone in YouTube. Thank you, someone. Awesome decks and streams. Well, thank you very much. Welcome. You've graduated from lurker to commenteer. We don't bite here. Everybody's pretty friendly. We all love duels, so we can talk Magic. And yeah, I don't get too feisty either, unless provoked, such as people saying Steam is the greatest. That'll get me feisty, right? You guys know. Anyway, this hand is definitely not something I would mulligan away. We have a little bit of everything. 2 tapped lands, not the best, but everything else is good. Flowery Bridge, 3 rank, blue and green so far. Maybe an elf strategy. Let's put it to the work. And as we await, we get a Hinterland Harbor tapped and a Thriving Turtle. The Thriving Turtle is here. Thriving Turtle has arrived. No direct answer to a Thriving Turtle, but I can tell you that my plan for the most part will be to ignore it, and we'll hope it goes away or gets lazy. 1 damage a turn. I'll have 20 turns to figure out what to do about that thing. Probably this eventually might clean up such a turtle. Let's play the untapped land so we have Essence Scatter available. If we don't draw any more lands, we might Glimmer a turn late, but that could be fine. And here comes a Smuggler's Copter. Not something I can counter. So our opponent is threading the needle. They had the Thriving Turtle, which can now crew the Copter, and now they have the Copter, which I could not... The Cropter. They have the Copter, which I could not counter, so they are perfectly threading the needle through the answers we have available. One of the downsides of playing control sometimes. One of the downsides, but don't panic. Every now and then you take some hits. And here comes a Renegade Freighter. Do I care about you? I guess we have to slow him down somewhere, don't we? Weird. This is just weird. But I do believe we have to start making some plays or we'll just fall too far behind. And here comes a copter. Crider would like to announce that 6 decks for Steam have been submitted, and on XB1 nobody has sent a deck list. Well, I'm getting to it, and I'm trying to provide some inspiration by throwing some lists at the wall for the next week. So if that helps, I hope it does. If not, you know, we do what we can. All right, still sitting on the nothing. It doesn't feel great to get punked by Copter this way, but it's not a tremendously fast clock. We have time. I think we have like 5 turns. And that's if he doesn't care about Chandra, which I intend to make him care about Chandra, and it's if we don't draw an answer. Here comes a Scrap Heap Scrounger. That is definitely something I will spray. He will get the crew off at one time. Oh, he's crewing with the turtle. Excellent. 1 less damage I have to take. Alright. Flowery Bridge, not looting, so likes their hand. They have 2 cards. We can assume they're both spells. And a pass. So I think we Glimmer. I hope we don't get censored. I haven't seen anything to make me think there's counter magic coming my way, but you never know. And I guess if he's got it, we'd rather he do that than hit Chandra. So I think we Glimmer here since it's only 1 mana to remove the Scrounger. And we can do that on our turn. But I want a Harness Lightning. A commit's okay. It's expensive, but it'll do the job. And it'll do the job next turn if we want it to. Okay, we'll take a commit. We'll scry down the Fumerole, as we don't need a second one. We find a Censor. We can play our Mountain. We can Magma Spray this. And pass the turn. So yay, Magma Spray right away, showing why it's around. Of course, if we had a Fiery Impulse, could have hit the Copter, but you gotta pick and choose. You can't have it all. I mean, I guess that's all Chandra bait. But I don't really want to use Chandra that way. I don't want to suicide a Chandra if I don't have to. I'd much rather... It's tricky. I think I'll just use the Scatter here. If we get poked by the Copter again, it's not the end of the world. Life is a resource. How many times do you hear that when you play with a control mage, right? Let's see if we're feeling looty today. Nope. Not feeling it. Okay. Nice. I think I won't Chandra yet. I think I'll pass a turn and try to look for a window to commit his Copter or Scatter, make a land into a critter, depending what he does, what our opponent does. And hopefully that'll make Chandra more likely to live. Here comes whatever that is. 2 energy could mean that he pumps the turtle further. Is that a problem? I'll just see what he does with this. It's weird playing against cards that you don't normally think about when you're building your control deck. You just have to try to adapt to what's going on. Let's see if he uses that turtle. Okay, he does not attack. Interesting. And he hasn't been looting. Let's see if he loots this time. I really want the information. I want to know if you are a looter. You are not. Okay. So I guess the worst thing that could happen is Gideon, which is covered by the Censor. So I will go for a commit here. Let's hope he accidentally, or maybe not accidentally, but erroneously mills himself with this Inquiries. That would be pretty tight. Yep, can't censor that. Just can't win. All right. Let's see what's going on here. That's an interesting draw. Crew 2 is interesting too. So I think I can sit back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Maybe we'll use the Fumerole. Again, playing Chandra here and wiping his field. We know he's going to draw a Smuggler's Copter. Is there... I don't think he... Could he have another creature up his sleeve? Or could we strand him? Could we strand him with vehicles without creatures, right? That's the question. I think I'm going to try to strand him without creatures. Now, he hasn't been looting, but that last card, if it was a creature, would we have seen it by now? He's tried to play this. I don't know. Now I think the odds of it being a creature are pretty decent. So I think I just need to hold on one more turn. And I'll play the untapped land in case I need to do something like activate Fumerole and scatter. This is a really bizarro game, and it's one of those where I need to make some games and play some games and show the deck, but it's one of those where honestly the results don't matter that much. Because, like, what am I really going to learn? Alright, he's going to send that in. Well, we know it's not a creature now, don't we? All right. Okay, gotta get in front of it first. All right, that works. And okay, there's a creature. I guess it is a creature. Oh, that's right, Copter's now on top of the deck. So can we assume he just drew that card? I think so. All right, here we go. Too bad you can't stay, Chandra. I'd love to have you around, but even the turtle has to die. Nothing as stressful as a 1/4. You know what else is interesting? Scrap Heap Scrounger, right? I don't see any sign of black. I guess we just needed a 3/2 in our deck. You can run it anywhere if you want to, but 3 mana for a 3/2 can't block. There are green 3/2s for 3 that can block. So maybe he's missing black mana and that's the last card in hand, something that takes black mana. Okay, now I'm feeling a lot better. Now I'm feeling better. Now we're setting up. There's an Evolving Wilds. Do we go get some black mana? On the Flowery Bridge. Nope. Blue. Okie dokie. Well, that's not what I expected. Oh, I should have left a blue up to cycle Censor. Misplay. My bad. Pull from tomorrow, you say. Let's start lowering that life total, though. Yeah, I agree. That's just, it's Bant Hellbent. I don't know, guys. This is the games we play on here, but now our opponent hitting a few land drops in a row. It makes sense. They went a lot of turns without worrying about... They drew a lot of gas. They didn't even have cards to loot. Or they chose not to. It's also a possibility. And let's cycle it up. That's a good card to see at this stage. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we want the most untapped mana as possible available, so we'll put the Abbey out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can't Gearhulk Scatter yet. So we'll keep sending in the 3/3. I am testing Glorybringer as a finisher in my deck, and I've tried that here and there, so maybe that'll come up later. It's interesting. This is basically a Time Walk. And we have Gearhulk, so yeah, I'm actually going to counter this because it almost locks up the game. It's really close. It's like 2 damage away from locking up the game. And the Gearhulk, that should pretty much seal it. But yep, we were able to turn the corner with that turn with Chandra. I think we played reasonably well, and I think we showed that we could be pretty flexible and adaptable to odd threats that we didn't plan on having to remove when we built the deck. We could flashback memory there. It shouldn't surprise you that I'm not going to do it. Those cards seem good. And we'll finish this one off. 1 game down. All right, got through it. And let's see if we can queue up another one. Welcome, Shard. Don't worry if you missed the start of my streams, it's okay. That's why I keep going for a while, and that's why there are videos you can review later. All good. And we found another opponent right away. The Complete Glue put together 28 wins. And yeah, it's fine. It'll be hard to run us over. Cross your fingers. I want to know if we beat zombies. That's my goal. Please play zombies, please play zombies, please play zombies, please play zombies. Learner in chat wants to ask what adventures there are to be had in Amonkhet besides the trials. I'm sure that you're referring to the title of my stream, which has been for the last month or so. Adventures in Amonkhet is the title of the stream. And what adventures there are to be had in Amonkhet? I don't always know what adventures I'm going on. I just go on them. I very much, I very much just leave the house and see what happens. So, we find our own adventures. There are surely fogs to be traversed. There are surely suntail hawks that will attack us from above. There are surely opponents who will not play their lands on turn 1. All these things are adventures if you make them those. Salmon, chat is now on the train. There are tomorrows to be pulled. There are vulgarities to censor. There are illuminations to get hieroglyphic. There are hieroglyphics to illuminate. That probably works a lot better. There are flames to make radiant. What would you cut out for Glorybringer? I would probably try Glorybringer instead of Disciple of the Ring, since it's a lot better on turn 5 than Disciple is. And I would probably also remove... Kefnet maybe? Maybe Kefnet. Alright, it doesn't look like our opponent wants to play Magic, so I'm just gonna leave and find a new one. There are adventures of that nature, where you just cut your losses and get the hell out. Let's also, I'm going to take a second and block that opponent. Go. Alright, let's try again. And get back to searching. I wonder if that's how they got to rank 28, Gimmick Man, by stalling until people concede. It only needs to work 2 out of 3 times, and you get to go to rank 40. Oh, we got a Hundo stack. Hundo stacks actually are really annoying to play against with control because you just can't answer everything. It's all in there. Who knows? Is the Gaia's Revenge in the top 20% of the deck? Oh, it's playing green. They're always green. So that's the question now. Is Gaia's Revenge in the top 20% of the deck? That Essence Scatter's a really good draw. The Flames make sure we don't get promptly destroyed. Thing in the Ice is here. Well, I don't have anything that straight up hits that, so this is gonna get funky. Disperse is interesting though. It keeps it from going too nuts. I have no idea if he's going to Thalia me next turn, so I'll just play this Aether Hub. But this should indeed be good. And of course, yes, as pointed out in chat, the first land they played out of the Hundo stack is a hexproof man land. Really? I'm not. I can't bring myself to do this. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's like, it's so semi-tilting to play against the Hundo stacks, and then weird cards come flying out of them, because it's like, I want to try to play well and correctly, but then sometimes I just let that all fly out the window of my mind when I see something like a Fairy Miscreant. Of course, Fairy Miscreant, top 8 Steam Showdown card in a recent season, so who am I to judge? Alright, well, letting the Hundo stack get through its deck faster would probably be a mistake, as it will find those cards we have no answers to. And Learner with a good point says, Hundo stacks, ironically, are above average since the people that build them usually actually have a game plan. There is something to be said for that. I do not disagree. They usually at least have some kind of an idea of what, like, because they're over the warning. Like, they're hitting the limit. There are warnings now. They're getting told directly by the game that this is a bad idea, and they're like, that's okay. We don't care. This is not something I'm going to scatter. I'd much rather Glimmer. Nighthawk wants it to be known that Guy's Revenge is 100% incoming. Consider me warned. They are debating this attack with the Miscreant. Maybe they went to get a beverage while I paused to think about that resolution of the Scholar. And here comes the Fairy. Down to 18. Let's see what we can find. More land, good. Other than that, I'm mainly thinking removal. I'm not going to take both lands, just one. The odds are I'll draw another one within the next 4 cards anyway. So it would just be a waste to scry. Yep, there you go. So it would just be a waste to scry both to the top when... drawing 2, that's a little shady, but I was pretty certain that I could pull off drawing 1. Alright, do we want to blow up that Scholar and that Fairy Miscreant? I mean, with 2 Essence Scatters in hand, I have no fear. So I will do it. Why are you so difficult? Alright, come here. Away with you. One reason to wait, potentially, was to see if we could draw a Magma Spray and get rid of Thing in the Ice at the same time, but honestly, since they haven't played a spell yet, I'm not worried at this point. And there's the Disperse. We have some speculation in chat about what pulls together cards like, what is that? Inventor's Fair, Thing in the Ice, and Reckless Scholar? Yeah, I'm not sure. Now, we could slam Gearhulk, but it is the Hundo stack, and it probably has counter spells, and there's no reason to. We're not under any pressure, so I'm just going to Illuminate. I'm going to try to keep hitting land drops so I can play Gearhulk when they're more tapped out than they are at this moment. There's a Magma Spray, a second one, and we can exile the Thing in the Ice if we care, but we also have Disperse ready to go. And there is a Take Inventory. Naturally, you want all 4 of your Take Inventories in your Hundo stack. I wonder how many times he's been able to cast Take Inventory for 4. Let's get Hulkin. Definitely a Glimmer time. Glimmer of Genius is a pretty great card. I already have a Fumerole, so I'll take a commit. See what else we hit. A hard counter is great. A Disciple of the Ring is great. I'll just straight up, since we're going to have to discard to hand size at this point, I'm just going to straight up Disperse this Thing in the Ice. That will force them to use mana on their turn to replay it if they want to. We can Essence Scatter it if we want to then. And let's send in the Gearhulk. And I think I'll just discard the Magma Spray. Or is it better to discard this card draw spell? I really don't need more cards. Yeah, from this position we'll just chuck that away. And here comes the Thing in the Ice, so let's point the Essence Scatter. There's a case for not even casting Scatter there, but what's influencing me right now is just that I might discard to hand size if I don't, so I may as well use it. Alright, hit Hitting land drops is great. It's just rush it. Here's will be able to survive the guy's revenge scare. I'm gonna go out and cast Disciple of the Ring, which is a pretty darn good card on its own. You can't dehydrate a Disciple of the Ring. Just untaps itself. All right, Hundo, what you got? Like, hold on, I gotta read that. Gotta read that thing. Lazarus Hulk. Lazarus Hulk. Forgot to read that thing. Apparently it's also an energy deck. Yep. Oops. Meant to accept that concession. I'll end things quickly. Alright, let's get ready for the fog. Thankfully we have Disciple, which, if you want to know why Disciple is one of the best cards in the game, can't be fogged. Just shuts that fog down. Just absolutely shuts that fog down. In this case, we might even commit fog. Just for the rubs. It is the AI now. I don't feel bad about it. Oh! Downside of the Hundo stack. You don't always have your fogs when you need them. Alright, let's get one more game. Would really like it to be zombies. Although I am confident both of the hands that we played the last two games would be very solid against zombies. Avocado got a match against zombies right now. He's letting me know about it in chat. Not fair. How come I can't get those matches when I want some? When I want to make some good video content for the Twitch and YouTube universes. Try again. Anytime it takes that long, I usually have to reboot it. Since zombies won the Pro Tour, and since they are a very popular tribe in general, I do think that they'll get play in the tournaments. I certainly hope they do. So it is important to me. Like, that's why today, now that I have sort of this set quantity, I'm sure people will play vehicles in all weird kind of forms, and I'm sure that they'll play zombies, and probably in the same deck. Now that I sort of have a target, now is a good time to test mid-range and control, and figure out what does well against those types of matchups, because control without a target is control that is destined to fail. Wow, I hope we're playing zombies. I almost can't keep this hand because it's so one-dimensional. Like, if our opponent's playing planeswalkers, it's horrible, but I'm gonna keep it because this kind of stuff happens, and I do hope we're playing against zombies quite a bit. Who are we up against here? Kanga Rolks 88, a #1 rank with an avatar all picked out, making a Ryu type fireball, and there's a Hinterland Harbor, so Thriving Turtle. We're on turtle watch, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for that turtle. No. You're not without a turtle, are you? Magma Spray is very... Oh, listen to that. I somehow don't have a muted opponent. I thought I had a party set up for this. I'm sorry. I'm streaming on Twitch and I'm going to talk about my hand and stuff, so I've got to mute you. Okay, so let's see. That's gonna make me paranoid for life because it said I was in a party. It said I absolutely was in a party, an invite-only party, and yet my opponent could hear me. That's gonna always terrify me now. That's going to be absolutely paranoia-inducing every time I stream for the rest of my life. I'm scarred for life, you guys. I'm scarred for life. He could be hearing me more. How am I supposed to talk to you guys? The world, I just don't know what to do. Just don't know what to do. Here comes a chaser. Why would I drop the link to my opponent, Avocado? So they can go... I should drop them the link so they can go snipe me immediately? You crazy man. Alright. He's going ham. We're gonna harness lightning. Oh, they're already here. Okay. That's cool. Or you're just making me paranoid, but whatever. For those of you who are curious, I definitely didn't accidentally set it to a game chat. I definitely did not. It said I was in a private party. Weird. Alright, there's the turtle. They heard us. We talked them out of the turtle earlier, but now the turtle is here. I guess we're just gonna let the turtle resolve. I refuse. I refuse. We might spray it, double, depending what we see off Glimmer. Alright, here we go. Please don't censor, please don't scatter. Thank you. Do I care about Radiant Flames? I don't think I need it. Yeah, I mean, he's a creature deck. Radiant Flames is rarely bad, but I really don't need it. I have so much creature hate already. I need something else. Kefnet's good. Kefnet can start taking over the game. Another Harness Lightning's good. Alright. Feeling alright. Am I supposed to just play Kefnet? Can't really protect it. Do I need to? I guess I could. What's the worst that could happen? We'll tap that way so that we leave up double spray and essence scatter. And turtle incoming? Is he worried that I can draw 2 cards? Maybe. Or maybe he doesn't want to spend his energy that way. I will just, let's see. I have answers for that card. I don't need to worry so much. It's fine. It's fine. You can have all that energy. And end O turno. Sweet. Guess we'll... Not like I'm going to activate Abbey no matter what. I'm going to activate Kefnet, so... Abbey's just a colorless mana right now. We could have attacked with Kefnet. Dude, I'm so bad at playing with Kefnet. I'm like this is the thing I need the most practice with in my Magic game. Playing with Kefnet. I could have attacked. I failed. I failed the world. Elemental Bond, you say? That's interesting. Last time I didn't counter an Elemental Bond, we got absolutely destroyed. They drew like 50 cards a turn. Still no attacks. End step, we will definitely have a Kefnet draw. And no need to bounce a land here. Alright, draw number 8. Great. Now I'm going to attack with this creature. That is the plan. I'm going to attack with Keffi. Get it, Kef. Total punt count 13. So it says today's punt count is 1, but the total punt count is 13, so that's 13 lifetime. That's probably accurate. Although I think no, it was unpunted the one time I debated that it was a punt. And is it a punt if you still win? Yes, it still is if it is, in my opinion, that's my opinion, nobody else's, but in my opinion, if it's a clear mistake, that is a punt. All right, more turtles. That's fine. Still not going to counter that. End. All right. Heffy, hit me. All right, I'm going to start expending some cards. So, start get some cards out of this hand. I guess you. Get rid of you. And there's a Censor. Censor's fine. Our opponent's stuck on 4 lands. They haven't played any 4-drops, but they could draw one. And down to 10. Play the Abbey, pass the turn. Will the turtles assault now? Can we get a turtle assault? You've got 10 energy. Nope. Pass on that play. More turtles. Well, I'm just going to do this because if I don't, I'm going to start discarding to hand size again. And this game's not going to last that much longer, so I'm not worried. At this point, I should have answers for every turn. Still don't need to bounce no lands, thank you. Let's cycle you. Okay. Just swinging it in. Yep. Good. Turtle. Up! Stop! Ah! There it is. The lockdown commences. The fog down, shut down, baby. How did we not see it coming? Shard, I definitely need some command for fog. I'm not sure what, but it needs to be a something. Can you write me a really good fog command? Here comes a High Spire Infusion. I will just shoot this. Exiled. I definitely need a some kind of a fog command, as it is a mainstay of the channel. Are we gonna send that turtle now? Yeah, there we go. Get in there, turtle. It's your time now. It's your time now. Yeah, Shard, if you're willing, can you just give me the text for a command like that so I can build that into the channel? Exactly what they're saying there in chat. I'd appreciate it. For those of you who weren't around for it, Shard made me a command for Zombie that was like me singing the lyrics of the Cranberries song that we spammed over and over during the Pro Tour coverage in our viewing party. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I host the Pro Tour coverage when it goes on my channel, and people who are regular viewers come by and hang out and watch it with me, and it's really sweet. Nighthawk as well. He's probably the good, Nighthawk's probably the main draw to the whole thing. The back-to-back rips, yep. Double fog. We're just locked down. And it feels like I'm being locked out of heaven for so long. For so long. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah. Well, that's something. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I should try to draw a Censor. I'm not turning away a Glimmer of Genius, let me just put it that way. How about now? Still try to draw a Censor, and if not, we'll scatter. Put those on the bottom, please. Nope, didn't find it. So now we'll scat. Scat, scat, scat! Alright. Got him on the ropes now. The fog mana is down. Send in the Kef. Play the land. Let's go. Right. Sweet. Yes, I know. All right, the command is working now. So, guys, every time we get fogged, as it is a multi-times a day type of event, I want you to spam that, spam that command. Oh, man. So what it says is every time, for those of you watching later or on YouTube, every time that somebody fogs us, it's going to say, more armies have been lost in the confusion of the jungle mist than to any battle. Implying that the 1-mana fog instant is the most powerful of cards. Alright, I'm ready this time. I'm ready. Oh, there's the pull from tomorrow. We haven't really pulled. We haven't pulled much. Oh well. Finish him! They fought the good fight. They had the fog locked down, but this didn't last. It never lasts. It's there, then it dissipates. The battle goes on. Alright. That is what I'm working on for blue-red control. And does it beat zombies? We didn't find out today. I'll have to actually try to get a zombie match or arrange a zombie match in the future. But for now, I would say a pretty good showing against the Simic Energy and Hundo stack. And try it out. Let me know. Get back to me in my chat or my comments if it works for you. And yeah, I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back.